Presented by P1440. My name is Randy Stoklos, and my partner is Steve Obradovich, and we're calling a first-round pool play match on feature court. We've got two Canadian teams, Christina May, Taylor Pischke versus Brandy Wilkerson and Heather Bansley. Team of Brandy Wilkerson and Heather Bansley has won the last event in San Jose and played with just authority. The best blocker on the beach and the best defensive player on the beach. When you put those two together, what does that add up to, Steve Obradovich?
That adds up a nightmare for the other team. Two teams from Canada, so I'm sure Wilkerson and Bansley have the big mental advantage. God, I got tongue-tied there. Oh my God, I'm sorry for those people.
So this is a tough one always when you're playing the same country at an event that you could have played this in your backyard, and you come all the way and literally the loser's in a bad situation, the winner moves on. And boy, I have to say, what's really been impressive to watch both of these teams play is that the quality of play that the Canadians have been providing us literally the past, number of years.
20 years.
Yeah, they've been really, they've changed their whole outlook about the game. They've got really some athletic women out here. And needless to say, one of them back to serve Brandy Wilkerson to hear the best blocker in the world. Or voted in 2018 by the best blocker in the world. And I got to tell you, I saw a replay on Facebook of her throwing a ball back. It was awesome. It was one of the best blocks I've really ever seen a woman do. And she just weighted and threw that thing back. And very athletic, left-handed. And I have to say, the one thing that is in her advantage is just as you were, Steve Obradovich, left-handed, you guys are just a little awkward.
She may not be off, but I was. Now we're a little different. It's like you told me. I think we were talking at Manhattan Open. You go, I had a tough time blocking you, Steve, because you're a lefty, and they were all you're always screwed up. It was the best compliment you gave me. I wish I would have known that. You never told me that it was hard to block.
Well, we would never tell you your good points or your bad points, but you need to say after years of experience, you figure those things out. And Steve was.
Well, the good thing is
definitely one of the best left-handers to ever play the game.
Well, the good thing is when I was playing and not playing you'd come over and coach me and say what I was doing wrong. And that was a big advantage for me, give me confidence, because we didn't have any coaches in that day.
Yeah.
We had nothing. I wish I would have had a coach.
No, a lot of people didn't realize that when I was done playing. I just really loved to, and I enjoyed basically helping out the people that helped me out throughout my career. And it was just, something that kind of came naturally. And needless to say, I've put my fingers into the coaching thing a little bit, and I like talking about it rather than coaching it.
As we all can tell, listening to you.
Brandy Wilkerson just served that ball in the net. Born in Switzerland. Moved to Canada at a young age and now has played on the national team. And I have to say, the first time I met Brandy was down during the Olympic Games down in Rio de Janeiro. And a funny thing is, and I'll tell you a quick story, as the two girls at both of these Canadian teams kind of battle it out. They must know each other, right? Well, quite a bit, as this ball's going back and forth, and now a joust at the net, another one, and this ball might not ever drop. There's another close set, there's a good spike, but there's a good dig by the defensive player. It just goes out a little wide.
I imagine they're all good friends, even though, Canada's huge, but they have to travel together, they have to see each other, they're both from Canada, they both talk, so they're probably really good. I would say they're really good friends.
And getting back to the story in Rio, that all of a sudden I came and I was supposed to play a little exhibition during the Olympic Games. I'm not an Olympian, and I did not go to the Olympic Games. And I felt really an honor to be able to be in that position. So I was down there practicing, playing at, 50 56, or excuse me, yeah, something like 56 at that age during 2016. And I came up to a court as they were practicing, all these 4 girls, and I said, hey, can I jump in with you? And they knew no idea who I was. And Brandy actually was not feeling all that well, so I got to slip right in. And so I played with one of the Canadian girls in the first play. I said, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to block, or do you want me to go and be a defensive player? She goes, go up there and block. And so I go up there and block, and I tell her, I said, listen, I'm going to start on the line, and I'm going to take away the cross court. And I want you to get the shot over the block. That's all I want you to do. And so sure enough, I bait her in. I jump into the cross court. The girl shoots the ball over the block. I scream at her. She doesn't even move. She screams back at me, what are you doing diving into the angle? And I couldn't believe, like, this girl out of nowhere, she has no idea who I am. She's screaming at me. I gathered myself for a second, and I said, I don't block line. And it was the moment that I met Brandy Wilkerson. What a player and what an athlete that she is. As now we have a side switch or a timeout at 8-5 with Bansley and Wilkerson up over May and Pischke. And on another note, Pischke, Garth Pischke's daughter. Garth Pischke, if you don't know, with the Canadians, and I know all the Canadians are watching this right now. Garth, hello, and we really miss you. I get a little emotional because you were one of the most incredible volleyball players that I really got to see.
He was a setter. Garth was a setter. I remember watching
Garth hit the ball out of the middle, Steve. Let me finish up the story, okay? And he was a middle hitter, and the guy jumped absolutely out of the gym. And I saw him play in the pro league when I was growing up. I was a little tyke watching this guy. This guy would jump. He would be 3 feet over the net, and then he would just stop there. And he would look around, left, right, and then he would put the ball away. Garth, you were awesome. Thank you so much for what you've done to the sport and in Canada. And needless to say, your daughter must be very proud of you, and you're very proud of your daughter, as May makes a diving play defensively from the left side. And there's just a good hit by the left-hander, Wilkerson from the left side, puts that ball away. Very interesting. One team goes underneath, one team goes around. It's a very interesting ploy. And what do you think about that, Steve?
I don't know how they slap hands going under the net. I'd walk around the net. I want nothing to do with the guy until I cool down. And back in the day, we'd shake hands. There's a lot of times I was playing against Jimmy Mingus. We didn't shake each other's hands. We met each other in the ocean after we cooled off. And, usually Jimmy won. I said, okay, good game. But just like the intensity after the game was so, so critical. You were just so mad that when you lose, you just walk off.
Oh, that went on not only for weeks, it went on for months,
yeah.
It went on for years.
Yeah.
That's just how we were. That's how we were raised. That's how we were. We never gave in. And it's a little bit different, but that's aspect of some teams going around the pole to avoid the players, of not the hand slaps and what have you, are very interesting to me.
Jake Gibb was the first guy to do that. It's the first guy I saw walk around the pole. He just jog over there and he didn't want anything to do with the other team.
Yeah. And I think it takes a little extra time, which gives you a little time to get your wind. And as a blocker, that's probably where it all started off. As Pischke serves the ball into the net right there. Now down by 3, trailing 7-3 with Brandy Wilkerson back to serve.
May and Pischke are hanging in there. It's only 10-7. This is we'll see what happens the rest of the game, but they're hanging in there pretty well.
Boy, Brandy gets up and over, but just barely misses that ball right there. She's got a very unorthodox serve, too, being not only left-handed, but the way she puts it out and kind of like pushes it forward rather than coming up and over. It's always kind of just a float serve, but a straight one, like a punch. And there's a service error by May from the left side, giving the opportunity for Bansley and Wilkerson to go up by 3. 11-8, first set. Feature court. And as one does one does the other. And those mistakes, Steve, I know that really is in your craw deep. You never missed a serve. Not one that was
You know
important.
what? Not a lot, I'll tell you that. Great set. Really good set by Brandy. Good call on the line. You know, when you're playing defense, sometimes the ball's going up in the air and it's close to the line. You really got to rely on your partner because you're going, where's the line? Am I stepping over it? You're kind of looking at the ball, you're looking at the line, and then your partner's got to say it's out. That ball was like, 8-9 inches out, and Brady, no, out. And she was like going to play it.
Perfect call there by Steve Obradovich. That communication really the utmost and most important aspect of the game, especially when you're not knowing. But if you are any players that are listening, the one thing that you can do on that one play is find the line with your foot. Find the line with your foot. It was something that kind of St. John did a little bit, and I really noticed him doing it quite a bit in our playing days. It's a tough one to do. You must be calm. You must be in that area. And a lot of times you're not, so the communication obviously is helpful. And that was simple. Out is out. And she makes the right call there. So Bansley and Wilkerson now up by 3, 12-9.
As in volleyball, there's no such thing as little things. They're all big things. When you go to this rally scoring, everything's big. There's no small, they do the small things right. No, you do the big things right. Everything's big things. There's no small things in volleyball or any sport.
God, are you just waking up right now? I have to say, that's brilliant by you, and you're exactly right. And for everybody that's listening out here, I'm Randy Stokos, along with Steve Obradovich, on the feature court, Canada against Canada. There's the best defensive player popping that ball up all over the court. I have to say, when you see that the FIVB has awarded one player the best blocker and one player the best defensive player, what are you thinking? You're thinking,
how do you do that? It's redundant, though. How could you be the best blocker and the best defensive player?
You know what? And they obviously do it for a reason, and it's all off of stats and what have you. And here's a defensive player that's going to attack from the middle of the court. She taps the ball back to the line. Just so athletic and so smart. And I have to say, what really is entertaining about the girls of Bansley and Wilkerson in the black and red, they just have this kind of aura and this automatic feeling that they're salt and pepper, they're white and black. They just work together so well. And I have to say, I don't know how long they have been together, but I think that they have gone through the 2017 and 18 season now together. What a team.
What a team. We just lost our umbrella. I'm going to move over here, Randy, a little further away from you.
Yeah, the sun is very bright here out in Las Vegas.
Oh, my God.
And now we're standing and trying to get underneath as lizards under the rocks. There's an opportunity for the May and Pischke team. May covers it. Oh, couldn't pop that ball up. It was a good cover by Pischke on that play right there. And
I think I'm going to go downstairs and look in the Canadians' coolers and see if they got any Molsons. So I'd like a big Molson beer right now.
As it's getting a little warmer out here in Las Vegas at the P1440 FIVB World Tour event.
Can't say enough about this event, Randy. I keep looking around and just looking at all the buildings and looking at the setup here. It's like, this is like the Optimus setup without having water. I'm working on that for next year, having an import a beach. They bring one of the wave pools over from the Encore or something.
Yeah, exactly.
The Encore let us borrow that?
You know what? They've got, I think, over 10 acres here on this site right here. And that basically is not even, we're not even scratching the surface of that availability. But all the different types of things, the cornhole, all of the rock climbing, all of the different things for the kids and the families out here at the P1440 events.
Yeah, it's a good call.
That is a good call, and I'm surprised that was a little bit of a late whistle on a mishandled ball by the team of May and Pischke.
What if the referees just draw a blank sometimes? They're staring out into something. And they go, oh, yeah, well, that was a throw. They're so used to, there's probably only mishandled balls. Probably maybe we see 2 a match, Randy?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. So, I mean, they kind of like, well, she's going to set that ball well, and all of a sudden you go, whoops.
The referees have done a fine job, and they're getting better and better on the FIVB World Tour. And the game is now, there's a great serve by the lefty. And I have to say, that left-handed serve cross-court is really her go-to.
I don't know how she gets it. It's her hands below her head, or right even with her head. And it's like, I don't know how she does that. Like you said, she pushes the ball over.
I would like to see her serve this ball more. And then there's another one into the net. But at the same time, she's been very effective with that little jab serve that she has, and she serves that ball cross court. The only reason why she's serving most of the time the ball out of the middle of the court is because she can be a better and effective blocker in regards to getting to the net, as we're having our fans yell and scream up here at us. Again, I'm Randy Stoklos along with Steve Obradovich. Having a great day out here at the P1440 FIVB Las Vegas Open. Beautiful day out here. Here's another opportunity for Bansley on the right-hand side.
Oh, that's just delivered.
And sure enough, for retreating, Pischke doesn't get her feet all the way back, and she takes it overhand and doesn't handle the ball. Now we go to point set 2012 in the driver's seat, Bansley, Wilkerson. And there's just total intimidation by Brandy Wilkerson at the net. Ball gets shot up and over the block, out of bounds, wide. And, you know, they've got to have a lot of momentum going their way, not only winning the first San Jose P1440 event a couple weeks ago, but needless to say, having success against pretty much everybody and anybody.
Yeah, it's awesome. You're right. Anything could happen.
Heather Bansley going 5'5.5", 170 centimeters as a defensive player. And then Brandy Wilkerson, all of a sudden, being 5'9". She is, you say that tall of a player being 5'9". She looks a lot taller, but athletically, wow. The way she gets out of the sand, I tell you, if you told me that she's 5'9", in fact, I think that this might be incorrect. It can't be right. I have to actually go up to her and measure her eye to eye after
Heather?
this game myself. No, Brandy Wilkerson.
How tall you got her? 5'9"?
I got her at 5'9".
Her legs are 5'9".
Yeah, I know it. She looks.
Holy
She
cow.
looks. Yeah,
There's no way she's 5'9".
She must be a little bit taller than that.
That or we have the wrong girl.
Yeah. That's that late night studying on all of the players from around the world, and there's so many of them now that things. We're not getting all the information, but we're trying to keep up with it on the World Tour here. And they come and go. They got a lot of players coming in and out of the World Tour trying to make their way to Tokyo 2020. This is the first of many events that are qualifying points for all of these athletes in their countries and on the World Tour.
I don't know if you heard that, but there's a jet coming over. That's the first time I've heard one all day.
Yep, first one they let by. They know that this is off limits because we're playing beach volleyball. Watch out for the sky balls.
The pattern's full. What are you doing?
There's a great dig by Pischke, and Pischke takes a swing and gets blocked. You know, pretty young player. I knew that she was making a move to try to come and play in America with UC Santa Barbara. I don't know exactly what happened there. She played a lot of indoor volleyball, as like everybody else does, and then make their ways out onto the beach tour. But she's a young player, and all of these girls are fairly young and getting better and better, which is a scary thing.
Scary, but really good. I love it.
No one. Yep.
I mean, I love watching women's as much as men's. They're interchangeable to me right now because it's so fun to watch.
Absolutely.
You know, I give the women are so athletic, and the guys are so athletic too. But it's fun to watch. It doesn't matter to me whether I'm watching women's or men's.
There's another good serve. Gets the girl into trouble. Ball gets set too close, just comes over and basically taps that thing down.
No, she was up at 7-2. She was up there about 8-3 doing that, Randy.
When Brandy gets into this stance right here, I have to say that's probably the longest leg in the world. It's amazing how athletic she is. And here's the same type of good serve, but this one's now set off the net. She still gets her hands and makes the play off the block and puts that ball away. Athletic, you give me another word.
Yeah.
Give me another word. Give me something else.
Fun to watch.
Wow.
Fun to watch.
As a team of Bansley and Wilkerson go up 5-1 in the second set, and now after winning the first one 21-12, again in the good position.
They're a high seed, the top seed in the pool, and they're playing the second seed in the pool. They're playing Canada, who's probably not even in the top 16 in the pool. So,
to be exact, Bansley Wilkerson seeded 2 in this tournament, playing May and Pischke, the 31st seed. So, yeah, there is definitely some discrepancy in regards to that. That's like coming in first and coming in and,
when we were coming
down
up,
the line.
how about you? You won at an early age. So did I, but playing against the more experienced, older team, it's a learning lesson.
For sure.
I got better because I started getting pounded by guys. I knew I was going to be better at it. You start going, all right, I'm going to practice harder. I'm learning stuff. So it's a big learning lesson for May and Pischke. They're good. They're going to be legit. They're just going to get better and better as they go along. They got to take this as a good experience and go, okay, we got our butts whooped here. We're gonna not let that happen again. We got one more match of experience.
And there's the good timeout by May and Pischke, forcing the error serve by Brandy, serving it out long, and she's looking at herself, looking down, going, I know better than that. I'm better than that. I do know better than that. So now down 2-5, second set, May and Pischke. May back to serve. Here's an opportunity. Pischke on the ball. It's set to the right side. They run the ball out of the middle, and now it's a shot over the block. How is that? Who does that remind you of that move into the middle? Come on, Steve.
Mingus.
Like Jimmy Mingus? Jimmy Mingus.
Or Genio.
Yeah, there was a lot of plays. I think Todd Rogers, you would have to say that he patented really that move about stepping into the middle and opening of the court, and then getting the set up and down and chopping it back to the line, as Bansley did right there. She tries to shoot it over on one, and then that works because that's not controlled, and Brandy puts that ball away. Now up 6-2.
I don't know. Being left-handed, watching that, Brandy's getting every overset right to her left hand. It's unbelievable.
Or she's moving her feet, to be in the right position. Yeah. Again, as athletic as she is, the movement and the quick feet, you can just see her quick feet. And now there's a ball that goes off the hat, which should have been called a double, but it's only one play, one touch on it.
First touch, you can do that. I think they changed the rule on that, Randy,
they have.
because everybody wore hats because of the sun. So, no, I swear to God, everybody started beach volleyball. Nobody used to wear hats, and we used to flip them up at the bill, flip it up so it wouldn't hit our hats. And I honestly think they changed the rule because there's too many hats.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go to the
You may want to look that up.
Everybody's got to look that one up.
You can believe me.
Then you all wear hats out there, then you can double it.
You can either believe me or get baffled by my BS.
Oh, that's a good one. So now Niels say Pischke back to serve. And serves that ball in. They are trying to serve the ball tough, and Niels say when you're playing against your opponent that has had the accomplishments in the last year as this team, I think sometimes you reach and overreach what you really want to do and have to do.
Yeah, it's a little nerves too. I mean, they're playing against a really top 5 team in the world, and it's hard when you serve because you're trying to make the perfect serve, but you still got to keep it in.
As they're going to get another opportunity here, down by 4. Second set.
Got caught inside.
Yeah, good block by Pischke at the net.
Really disciplined block. Didn't overreach, didn't do anything. She just got the ball and pushed it down.
Yeah.
Really good block. We know it's hard to block Randy, too. Some good serving now. Good. See how she goes deep on that, Randy? Instead of going short, she's making her, great shot. She's making her work a little bit on the other side, going deep and make the person go all the way back to the court and run up. It's tough for hips. She made a great shot. Great set, too.
All different types of theories in regards to throwing over a free ball, especially indoors. They want to try to go to area 2 to stop the offense from happening. And it's happening, Steve, quite a bit outdoors now, too, where they're throwing it into the small space. It's like serving the player short and trying to get them to have an approach rather than to have that free space all the way back there in that area that they can attack. And here, look at how Brandy pulls that ball back and off the net, and then she takes a swing and puts that ball down out of the middle. Good swing.
Great job blocking, gets her twice, and then all of a sudden it just goes right to Brandy, and she's got the hammer going up, and it's all over.
There's a good swing by Taylor Pischke from the left side. A must-win situation for the Canada team. Both Canadians playing against each other right now, and they must know each other very well. Taylor Pischke back to serve.
That's the advantage of being left-handed, playing with a left-sider that's right-handed. The left-hander just comes in, so those second pass or the pass and the hit is such an advantage.
Prototype.
I mean, that's the best team you could have out there as far as that. Makes it really a lot easier.
And there's an ace serve. Just catches the outside of the sidelines for a good point for Bansley and Wilkerson. Now up by 4, 11-7.
Oh. Great set, great bump set, Randy. Scored 11-8. Team Canada over Team Canada.
And here's your second flyover by another jet.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call the control tower. These guys are probably into hockey, too. I wonder if they're big hockey fans, being from Canada, or any of them played hockey when they were little kids. I have to ask them. Or they might be into curling.
Yeah.
Curling's hot. I watch curling on the Olympics. It's great.
You could go to the Olympic Games.
I don't know about that. The United States is getting better in curling, though. They busted a guy. Remember, they busted a guy in curling for steroids.
And
how do you do? You take steroids and you're a curler?
Yeah, you're taking those.
Remember, get that broom going, and the guys mess with the broom on there. And one guy got caught because the broom wasn't legal, and they got all this engineering going on and that stuff.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I must say that during the Olympic Games, that was pretty fun to watch the curling. As now we get to the technical timeout in set 2 with Bansley or Wilkerson up 13-8 over May and Taylor Pischke. Again, no coaches down in the boxes because the FIVB does not allow that, and they have to, as players, you got to figure it out and figure it out fast, Steve.
Yeah, I haven't seen one. I know most of the coaches, but I'm looking around the stands. I haven't seen a lot of coaches.
All the coaches are required to be away in a specific area, and you can't be in the crowds as the tennis goes on, as we saw at the U.S. Open, where there could be some type of communication. Which
sometimes
ultimately,
those guys are blatantly cheating in tennis.
And obviously that certainly did happen, and that's something to talk about in the future, because the truth is that all the sports now have coaches, and whether they're on the field right there of play, I think that something should be said about it, because the opportunity not only for the coaches of the time and energy that they're putting into the sport along with their athletes, they want to be able to communicate, and there are so many other ways to get it through. So just let it happen and allow the sport to get bigger.
Really?
What a big play.
Really?
Wow, it's just unbelievable. Really incredible. But if Steve, you missed that. When she dug that ball, she called one. So that meant like a flare out to the line, and she goes up there and just absolutely, a little off balance, but just taps it down the line where just nobody can get to that. I have to say, I don't care, men's, women's net, that ball's going down.
Just too much at the net, right?
Yeah, that's, again, she's the best, voted the best blocker in the world for a reason, and there she shows her presence at the net, now up by 7 in a commanding 15-8 lead.
Oops.
And there's some off-balanceness, and let's see what they calls. And now she's going to call something else. And now she turns it back, and she makes...
Gets a little too cute on that.
Yeah. Taylor Pischke gets a good block at the net, her second one of the match, really hanging in there and kind of reading the play and understanding who she is and what she likes to do. She makes a good play to keep her team still within 6, but still ways out of this game. Losing the first one, 21-12, now down 15-9. Got to make a lot of things happen very quickly. And that could help, but that just goes, the block just goes out long. You rarely see a block that really goes out to the end line.
They're not penetrating over the net. I mean, that's what you're going straight up, and it hits you in the palm of the hand. It can't go down.
Yeah, for that ball.
Still, when it does that, you go and hits the back line, you're going, great.
Yeah. Here's May from the right side. And she goes and touches the ball for a little cut shot. The best defensive player goes up and gets that ball, doesn't get a real good set, and kind of chops it into the net.
Those are the ones you got to keep in. You're going for broke. You don't need to go to broke. It's 16-10
yeah.
or 16-9 at the time. Just keep it in. You got the best blocker in the world. You know, you got to take your chances of keeping the ball in.
That's where
like I said, you got a better chance keeping the ball in than you do making a great shot. Knock that off. It was an offset. It wasn't a shot you could make a shot on. Oh. I think she was going for two hands on that. Brandy was going for two hands, and because of the sweat and the sand, it slipped off, and she only hit one hand and went directly backwards. She didn't get both of her arms on there. One of them slipped out, and then the left hand just takes it out of play.
There's a good play by Pischke in May. And then on 2, they go to Brandy, and she puts the ball away with ease with her left hand cross court. That was a really nice up by the team of May and Pischke. Christina getting after the ball, being, didn't seem like she was going to get after that, and she did, and it actually almost surprised her partner. Good little touch right there, but the point goes to Bansley and Wilkerson, now up 17-11 in a commanding situation in set 2.
Oh, Granny from our angle, she was a foot over the net on the other side of the court.
Let me just give you that replay, ladies and gentlemen. That just was a weight step over and swat back. But again, that is really kind of her brand of volleyball that she's been displaying in the last weeks of her play, especially at the P1440 San Jose event. She got a little touch right there. But again, you're either going to go up and try to take away the hit, or you're going to wait for that shot. And it's always a little bit of a guessing match right at that one moment.
Pischke and May, a little comeback here. That's good. I thought they were playing really well going against the team that won the tournament last week. It's hard to do.
Yeah, Brandy, just a good swing from the right-hand side, waiting on the ball. If you noticed, she had to get herself up near the net somewhat, but at the same time, she waited on that ball, and then her swing as the natural one cross court, which takes us to 19-13. Brandy back to serve.
Oh, great shot right in the back of the line.
Just the sidelines, just catches the edge of it as it almost goes out. 14-19. May back to serve. That one goes into the net. That brings us to point match.
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
And the fat lady's singing.
Yeah.
2014. Heather back to serve off the tape, and that gets it, and that will be it. Canada over Canada, 21-12, 21-14. The team of Bansley and Wilkerson over May and Pischke. And again, we have had such a great opportunity to be here. My name is Randy Stoklos, along with Steve Obradovich. We are at the Las Vegas FIVB Open presented by P1440. And what a day it's been. We're going to have another women's matchup in a number of minutes, and we will be right back.
Captain, please.
How much time do we have? Yes. Thank you. Yes. How much time do we have?
Don't pay attention to that man behind the curtain. The guy knows what a side out is.
What number is which?
Can you ask them what number is which on the Russian team?
First name. Howard. Nicole's partner. Last name Howard. Who? No, I don't care. First name. First name. For Howard. Score. Find out who number 1 and 2 is on the Russians.
Number 1 on Russia is Mac.
Is who?
Mac.
Okay.
So Mac is number 1.
You've been here all day. That's right.
Yeah, sure. We'll sit at the table. You guys come in. Yeah, okay, good.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the FIVB Las Vegas Open presented by P1440. My name is Randy Stoklos, and my partner is Steve Obradovich. And